Okay, we're rolling. So, oh my goodness. I don't even know how to start. It's been so long since I freaking filmed anything, and you can't see my shirt. It's a very cute shirt. Hold on, let me. See, it's just a pretty cute shirt. It's a pretty cute shirt. Anyway. I have a script and everything. I'm prepared. I promise. Hi guys. So it's Moonchild here, otherwise known as Bird. Well, obviously Moonchild is the name of my channel. Bird is my name. So the first video of 2021. So fun story. Originally, I was supposed to start this channel last year. It was supposed to be official and everything, but then of course, fucking COVID happened and everything just went out the window, and I was like, I am in no state to be trying to launch a YouTube channel when I am literally just worrying about every single fucking thing I could worry about. And I was also studying at university at the time online while I was trying to start my YouTube channel, so I was just like, it's probably not the smartest move to make, but here we are, 2021, and I'm ready to get everything off the ground. And I thought it would be the perfect time to start off this year with a video about how to grow as a person, how to gain life experience, or just to grow to become like the best person you can, like physically, mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. 2020 was a big year for me personally. Everybody had a big year in 2020. Everybody went through shit last year, and I feel like it's taught me a lot of lessons. It's taught everybody a lot of lessons, but I really had to do a lot of inward reflecting on myself. I was at home a lot, and I was going through, just trying to deal with the pandemic, trying to deal with lockdown, and then also dealing with other shit in my life that was just fucking nuts. So that was fun. But it taught me a whole heap about who I want to be as a person and things that I need to work on for myself. So I thought that it would be fitting to make a video to help other people try and grow and become the best person that they could be. So without any further ado and any more rambling, I'm Moonchild, and let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I really worked on doing last year, and I'm still working on doing, but I really worked on this last year, was to let go of toxic behaviors and toxic thought patterns. And these can be like anything, any thought patterns, any toxic behaviors. The first thing you have to do is realize that you have issues, realize that you're struggling with these things, realize that these are problems, and then go, okay, these are problems, these are issues I'm having, what can I do to fix them? The very first thing is simply just understanding and being aware. If you're not aware and if you don't understand that you have, some issues and behaviors and thoughts that you need to get rid of or work through, there's absolutely no way that you can, work on getting rid of them or changing them or making your mind work better. So for all those negative thoughts, because everybody struggles with negative thoughts, but a lot of people, I guess, really indulge those negative thoughts and feed them. And the more you feed negativity, the more it flourishes. And as cliche as that sounds, it is true. The more you feed something, whether or not you're consciously realizing that you're doing it, the more you're allowing that negativity to become the norm for yourself, the norm for your brain, the norm of how you perceive everything, how you perceive yourself, how you perceive the world. And So it can be difficult trying to, get yourself out of that negative state of being, out of that way of always thinking about yourself or just things in general negatively, because that's all you're used to. It's all your mind's used to. And so it can be very difficult, because often we don't want to let go of that negativity. It's easier to do what we've always done. It's easier to keep thinking negatively, to keep thinking the way we've always thought, because that's what we're used to. That's what's easiest for us. And so when we go against that grain of negativity and get going, you know what? Fuck you. No, I'm not going to think like this. Our brain goes, no, I don't want to do that, because it's hard. It's hard to change our thought behaviors. It's hard to change the way we perceive things. It takes practice. And 2020 for me was realizing that I was thinking negatively about myself a lot. I was thinking negatively of the world and just different circumstances. I was always perceiving them in a negative light, and it was so easy for me to just do that on a consistent basis. And whenever I would try to, change that thinking or replace it with positivity, it was very, very difficult for me to do. Like, I could do it, but it took a lot of energy and it took a lot of practice to get to the point where I am now, where it's very easy. It's very easy for me to think positively. It's very easy for me to take that negative thought that I'm having and turn it into something else, to turn it into what I want it to be, which is something positive. And I just completely lost my train of thought. Good job. Fuck! I lost my train of thought. Let me just look at my notes. I was talking about negativity. So basically, your brain will do what it's always done. But if you want to change, you have to challenge those thoughts directly. And it's hard, because especially when it comes to how you perceive yourself and letting that negative self-talk define the way you view yourself, it's hard because you believe that negativity. You believe it whether or not it's true. Your mind has heard it for so long that even if that isn't true at all, your mind believes it. And so when you tell yourself something positive about yourself, your brain goes, that's bullshit, I don't believe that. But it's only because you've allowed yourself to think negatively for so long that when it hears something positive about itself, it rejects it and goes, no, I don't believe that. Even if that thing, the positive thing you're saying about yourself is probably true, your brain doesn't believe it because it's never heard that before. It's never believed anything like that before. It's never thought of yourself, or you've never viewed yourself that way. You've only ever allowed yourself to speak to yourself negatively. And so when you start, trying to challenge those negative thoughts or negative behaviors, the brain, it doesn't want to do that. And it feels really unnatural, but that doesn't mean that it's not working. In fact, it is a sign that it is working. In the first few days, weeks, months, every time a negative thought or behavior comes up and you challenge it, your brain is learning positivity. It is learning to challenge those negative thoughts and go, no, that's not true. You have no evidence for that. I'm going to feed myself with positivity, even if my brain doesn't believe it yet, because you tell yourself something often enough and your brain will start to believe it, even if it's not true. And that's one of the incredible things about the way that our brain works, is that our brain can't tell, or has a very difficult time distinguishing reality from something that isn't real. And so that's why when you tell yourself something over and over and over again, even if it's not true, your brain goes, yes, it is, because I keep telling myself it is true. And so when you tell yourself, no, it isn't, no, it isn't, no, it's not true, here's a positive thought instead, and the brain goes, no, I don't want to listen to that, no, I don't want to agree with that. you just have to keep telling yourself, because you have trained your brain to think in a negative perspective for so long that that's all it wants, that's all it wants to consume is negativity. But it doesn't mean that it's not working. When you tell yourself day after day and week after week, month after month, positive things, and your brain doesn't seem to be absorbing it, it is absorbing it. You just have to keep making the effort. You have to keep doing it. And one day you will wake up and that negative thought is going to be gone. And that doesn't mean that it won't come back, but it will come back with less strength. It will come back with less fervor, because you have starved it for so long that it does not have any strength left to fight back. And I wanted to share a story. I believe it's an Indian story, like native Indian, and it's about an elder who is talking to his grandson, and the elder goes, we have two wolves inside of us. There is a bad wolf and there's a good wolf. And the grandson goes, who wins? Who wins the fight? And the elder goes, whichever one you feed the most. If you're feeding the bad wolf and you're neglecting the good wolf, obviously the good wolf is going to lose against the bad wolf. If you feed the good wolf more, it's going to annihilate the bad wolf. So basically, you have to reach out and grab those negative thoughts by their fucking horns and go, yeah, okay, I may believe this now, but it's not true. And I'm going to make it believe the good thoughts by bringing them up and telling myself them. Even if I don't believe them now, because one day you will. The key is to keep telling yourself it. And I know that sounds too good to be true, too simple, but we underestimate how truly difficult it is for our brains to change our thinking. It took me like literally 4 years. The last year, like 2020, was the year where I was put under so much pressure and so much like just being thrown through the ringer, that last year of 2020 was what sort of broke me out of finally understanding that rewiring your brain and retraining it to think positively is something that takes years, and that's okay, but it's it's work in progress, and it's not something that happens overnight. And so the instructions sound so simple, but that's only because you have to keep doing it over and over again. It's not something you can just, do for a month and everything's fixed. It's something you have to do on a consistent daily basis, week after week, month after month, to really get your brain to understand what you want it to understand. So what's next? So yes, this 2021, if you want to grow as a person, let go of those negative thoughts. Every time they come up, nah, fuck off, fuck them, fuck it. You don't let them take power over you. It's okay to acknowledge that they're there, but you don't believe them for a second. And for every negative thought that comes up, you feed yourself a positive thought. And it's going to be fucking hard. Your brain's not going to want to hear it. But it's like exercise. Your body doesn't want it. Your body doesn't want to go to the gym. But you do it day after day, week after week, and you're going to start to notice changes. And it's the same thing with your mind. You might not want to sit there and attack the negative thoughts with positivity, but you do it every day, and you will start to see results. And I know it because I've done the same thing. So, the second thing to help you grow as a person in 2021 is to stop looking at failure in a negative light. I hate the word failure because society has taken this word and it is tied so many meanings of success and so much meaning of what it is to be successful and to succeed, that anytime somebody fails, they berate themselves for it, and they don't see anything good from it, and they just assume that they're a terrible person and they have no skills and no knowledge, and that the failure was all their fault, and all of this negativity, and it's horrible. Failure, it sucks, but there is positivity in the failure as well. Failure means you've learned something. Failure means that you've come away with a new experience. And yes, failure can suck, but there are good things to be found within it. And I know that sounds cliche and sucky, but it is true. And I'm not saying that failure isn't upsetting or that failure isn't or sad. It does suck. There are negative things to failure. You might miss out on something. You might not get something that you wanted, but you can learn something from every failure. Every failure, I promise I can talk. Every failure that you have helps you understand the world better, and that is a good thing. Every failure that you have actually helps you. You will gain something through every failure. You will gain new knowledge for next time. You will gain a new skill. And this doesn't mean every time you fail, you'll gain a new skill. But every time that you fail, it's like your mind stores away what not to do. And it learns that, yes, I didn't do what I wanted to do this time, so what have I learned from it? What can I do better next time? What can I do differently next time? And then you've acquired all this knowledge, you've acquired these new skills, so you know what to do next time, what not to do, what worked, what didn't work, and maybe even learn what's better for you, what's more right for you, and what isn't. So every time that you fail, acknowledge that it sucks. It does suck, it's hard, but there is also good to be found in failure. There is knowledge to be gained, there are skills to be learned, there is something new to learn about yourself in every failure. For me, failure often comes in the form of not getting a job I wanted, since I am looking for work currently to, help me get back on my feet, pay my bills until I get this YouTube channel up and running. And when I get turned down for jobs, or when I don't get the job I want, I know that isn't failure. It's an opportunity that wasn't right for me. And yeah, it sucks that I didn't get it, but something new comes along. Something always comes along. There are always new jobs out there. There are always new opportunities out there. And that is an amazing thing about the world, is that when you don't get something that you want, there is always another chance to get what you want. So when you fail, look for the good in the failure. Acknowledge that, yeah, it sucks, it's not fun, but there's, it's not all a bad thing. It's okay to view failure in a positive light, because then when you fail, your brain doesn't freak out and go, oh no, I failed. It goes, well, yeah, it sucks, but also there's good in it as well. So the third thing that you can do to grow as a person in 2021 is to change the way that you think about social media and take breaks from it. Social media has become a huge part of everybody's lives. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchats, all of that stuff. And it's turned into a competition of whose life is more perfect. And it's not a competition. Social media was never invented to go, their life is better than mine, their life is perfect, look at mine, look at what a trash life I have, their life is amazing, they're in Bali, or oh wow, they have a really cute drink, or oh look at them, they're reading so many books. No, that is fake. Instagram, social media are like those super edited magazines that you see fucking all over the show in your local supermarket, in bookstores, everywhere. That's what social media is like. It's edited, it's filtered, it's photoshopped, it's tuned, it's touched. People share specific moments of their life that look the best. It's like going through your life and only seeing the highlights, only seeing the best parts of your life. And you can't possibly expect to fully know somebody if you just look at their highlights of their life. It's nice to look at, yes, but it's like 2% of their life. The other 98% is messy. The other 98% is imperfect and it's human. And that's very normal. It's very normal to be messy, okay? It just is. Anyway, so something that I'm really trying to do in the new year is to take messy pictures on Instagram, film myself in vulnerable moments and put it on Instagram. Obviously, I'm not going to be, giving out personal information about my location or where I live or anything like that, but we need to show ourselves being vulnerable to more people, not so they can take advantage of us, but so if you have a social media platform, to make it known to whoever your followers, your fans, whoever keeps up with you on social media, that your life isn't perfect, and nobody's life is perfect, and more importantly, it shouldn't be perfect. And social media is a place to share your life. Every part of your life, not every part of your life, but share life in all its various shades and colors, life on a spectrum, and that includes messiness, that includes pictures that aren't edited, that includes moments of your life that aren't all that they are cracked up to be, days that are difficult, days that are lazy, days that are unproductive, and it's okay to show those moments, and it's okay to say, hey, look, I'm human, my life is messy, but my life is also good, but I also have fucking horrible days, but I also have really good days, because we see on social media, especially with celebrities and big influencers, we only ever see the perfect moments that they show us, and people get so upset and go, why isn't my life like that? But you are comparing 100% of your life to the 2% of perfection that they choose to share with you. So there you go. Everybody, celebrities, big influencers, big names on Instagram, everybody that, people who make a lot of money on Instagram, they have messy days. They have struggles, they have anxieties, they have worries, they have imperfect days, they have days that suck, but they don't show those typically. There are more and more celebrities out there who are being vulnerable and who are showing people that they're real human beings, and they have struggles and messiness just like everybody else in the world does. And I really hope that this year in 2021 we can see more of people sharing other sides of themselves on social media and not just choosing to share only the highlights of their life, because you're not even showing your whole life. You're just showing picture perfect snapshots that are edited, arranged just the way that they want. So people can look at them and go, wow, they have a perfect life, and then they'll go home and be sad because their life doesn't look like a pretty picture on social media. And that's not what social media is about. Social media is a community where people are supposed to come and share their experiences and see other human beings online, not robots. So there you go. Change the way you think about social media. It's not a competition. It's not a game of perfection. It's a place where you can come and share your struggles and make friends and bond over whatever kind of community that you happen to be in on Instagram. So the next thing that you can do, the fourth thing, this is the fourth point on the list, and it's something that I'm really striving to do in this new year, and that is to educate yourself about the world and about humanity. The world is so much bigger than we think, and I've not traveled a lot. I've not really read about all of humanity, and I want to learn more. And the one way that we can grow as people, just excuse me while I take just a bit of a water break. The number one way that we can grow as people is to learn about people, to learn about the world, to learn about the struggles that other cultures, other religions, other people have to face every day that we might not be aware of. So I'm going to be reading more books on social and political issues, reading up on topics that I find interesting, whether that's articles or books or journal excerpts or whatever that happens to be. Pick something that you want to learn more about, whether that's a religion, a culture, a social movement, a political movement, and research it. Read articles about it, read books about it, watch videos on it, watch documentaries on it. And you don't have to do this all in one go. You can pick one topic for the year or one topic for every 6 months. And whenever you have a little bit of free time, just read on it or watch a video on it, or just take the time to expand your mind and learn that other people exist and other things exist that make up this world and make it work the way it does. And the more that we learn about why the world is so difficult, the more that we can do to make the world a better place and to understand the world better so we can really fix it. So yeah, that's the fourth thing, educate yourself. And the fifth thing is obviously it's going to be a tricky one depending on just what kind of person you are. That is to make new friends, to make new connections with people, and to go out of your way to actually, putting yourself out there, making a new friend, and making new connections, because the more we interact with other people and all different kinds of people opens our minds to new ways of thinking, new ways of perceiving the world, understanding somebody's thoughts and ideas, somebody's a new way of thinking, new ideas that you might not have heard before if you hadn't have spoken to a person, because everybody has experiences, everybody has stories, and we bond and we connect by sharing them with each other. And the more stories and the more bond we share with different kinds of people from all over the world, the better understanding of the world and of people that we have by simply just experiencing as many people as you can, and by getting introduced to new things that you might not have been introduced if you hadn't have made a new friend. Obviously, you don't have to go all out and go making friends left, right, and center. Maybe you could just strive to make one new friend this year, or two, or however many you think you can handle, because by the end of the year where you have invested in your relationships, you'll have a whole new understanding of the world. You'll know about new people. You'll know about other people's experiences that aren't just your own. You'll hear stories that aren't just your own, and you'll learn and you'll be enriched by it. And that will help you grow as a person. Stretch break, because I am profoundly sore. Well, not profoundly sore. I'm a little bit sore. My back is, I don't know if you can hear because I've got the microphone turned on, but you can probably hear the crackle-whacking in my back. I know. All right. Skills, baby. Six fingers. Allow your mind to become more flexible and open-minded to different thoughts, to different opinions. I don't like saying that I don't believe anything or don't agree with anything. There are obviously things that I don't agree with and I don't believe. But I also want to be open-minded and think about the things that, I might not believe or might not agree with, and just still think on them, because regardless of whether you believe or agree with a particular idea or worldview, it doesn't change the fact that it makes up the world and it makes up how the world works. And if you can understand something that you might not necessarily agree with, or understand something that you might not believe in, you're going to gain a more richer understanding of the world, because being open-minded allows yourself to really ask questions about things and really think about things and really think about why does this person believe this, or why is this an idea that is an idea, or just all of those kinds of things. And thinking about all of those kinds of things it just opens you up to new ideas and new thoughts and new worldviews and just understanding the world. I feel like I've said that line so many times, but I guess growing as a person means just understanding the world better and also understanding the world, yourself better. I almost said that twice. Good job, me! So yeah, just be open-minded, be flexible, entertain thoughts and ideas that you may not necessarily agree with, and have conversations about them, because even if they don't necessarily align with what you believe in, if you can understand them and see where they're coming from at least, then you might be able to understand yourself a bit better and understand why you believe the things that you believe. So, 7th, and another crack also. 2020 was extremely unexpected. I was not fucking expecting to live through an entire global pandemic and bushfires last year, but it happened. And life happens unexpectedly. And even if you plan for something to happen, or say that you're going to do a specific thing, or you want a specific thing to happen, it might happen, but not necessarily the way that you thought it did. Maybe it will pan out exactly as expected, but more likely than not, it's not going to pan out exactly the way that you expect, exactly the way you thought it was. No year ever goes as planned. Things will change. Plans that you have made will get shaken up, and you might have to reorganize them or just reschedule them. And realizing that the year is not going to go exactly as you expect will help you to be more flexible and more kind of going with the flow than you make all these plans for 2021 and they don't turn out and you freak out and you go, oh my god, this year is going so shitty because none of my plans are working out and I wanted them to and I expected them to. So it's okay to make plans, but be open to the idea that it might not happen, or it might not happen the way you expect, or it might not happen the way you want. And when you open yourself to realizing that you need to be flexible with, your plans and just how you sort through them, you're going to have a far better time. If a plan does go astray or awry, it's going to be a lot easier for your brain to figure out what to do next, to figure out how to cope with it and handle it, rather than being set in this rigid plan of, oh, this has to happen exactly the way I thought it out, exactly the way I planned it out, in the order that I wanted it to. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to freak out and panic and I'm going to just start thinking negatively. So make plans, but yeah, realize that they aren't set in stone. They might not happen the way you expect. And view that with a positive light. So I've already come to the conclusion that, with my whole YouTube channel and publishing my short story collection, because that's something else that I'm also working on, it's not going to go the way I expect. It's not going to turn out exactly the way I've expected. Things are going to crop up. My plans will most likely change and rearrange themselves depending on what happens this year. And I'm open to that. I'm open to the fact that I'm going to face struggles and I'm going to face obstacles and things are probably not going to work out exactly as I expect. So, yeah, just open yourself to being a more flexible person, especially when it comes to making plans and goals for the year of 2021. So the next thing that I have on my list, I think we've reached number 8 now, is getting to know yourself better. 2020 was really a year where I really got to know who I was as a person, what I believe, what I like, what's important to me, what I need to function as a person, why I think the way I do, like, the way I want to dress, the way I want to look, all of that kind of stuff. And the only way that you can get to know yourself better is to make decisions for yourself, and also to just always be asking questions, whether that's about the world or about ideas, or asking questions of yourself, challenging yourself when you think a certain way, or when you like a certain thing, or why do I like it? Why does this appeal to me? Or when you don't like something, why doesn't this appeal to me? Why don't I like it? And I've got actually a list of questions that I'll be posting a link to, and also be putting one in the description, of questions that you can sit down over a couple of afternoons and you can write your answers to them, really have a think about them, and hopefully by the end of them, you'll know yourself better. Because if you know yourself as much as you possibly can, you can become the best possible version of yourself. You can't improve if you don't know yourself. So for some examples of questions that you could ask yourself, you could ask yourself, what's your fashion style? Why do you like it? What certain things about certain fashion things do you not like? What won't you wear? Or what's your favorite movie? Why did you like it? What things don't you like? And it can be anything. It can be a physical thing. It can be like an idea that you don't like. What are your ideals and values? Really dig down and ask yourself, what really matters to me? What helps shape those ideas and values? What's your sense of humor? What kind of things make you laugh? Why do they make you laugh? And just any other questions that you like. Again, you can search the internet for yourself for questions to ask yourself to get to know yourself better. But I'll also, I've got it all covered for you, so you guys can, you don't have to do all the work, and I take out some of the work for you, so you can have a chill afternoon of getting to know yourself better. Okay, so the last one, actually, no, I think I have 3 more. Apparently I have 4 more, so I believe it was the 8th thing I want to say. So yeah, this is the 8th thing on my list. And this is probably going to be a very common thing that people want to get better at, or to improve on, I suppose. And that is, I guess, the whole weight loss, being fit, all of that. And people focus on, I want to lose weight, I want to have that summer body, I want to have abs, I want to have a thigh gap, I want to be skinny. It's the mentality of thinking that beauty comes with how you look or how your body looks is so just messed up. Society has placed such a focus on what your body looks like, where all the curves are, where all the lines are, all of that kind of thing, that, everything else has become kind of being cast to the side, and everyone is like, I just want to be skinny, I just want to lose weight, I just want to do this and that. And they neglect to focus on the key thing that everyone should be focusing on. And that is focusing on being healthy, not fucking skinny, not wanting abs, not that there's anything wrong with wanting abs, but that shouldn't be the primary focus, I guess. If you focus on being healthy, everything else will fall into place. You'll lose whatever weight you want to lose, you'll look the way you want to look, but it will come with time, and it needs to be done in a healthy way, not crash dieting, not fake supplements that weight loss companies push at you, or fit teas or vitamin gummies or whatever they're pushing right now. Focus on the word healthy, not weight loss, not skinny, not abs, not thigh gap, or less carbs. Eat foods with nutritional value. Eat foods that are going to make you feel good. Eat foods that are going to make your mind feel good, your body feel good, and make you feel good psychologically. Don't focus on how many calories does this have, how many carbs does this have, how much sugar in it, how much salt in it, how much this or that. Is it gluten-free? I mean, obviously, if you're gluten intolerant, you shouldn't be eating gluten. But if you're not gluten intolerant, there's really no health benefits to not eating gluten as far as I know. But yeah, anyway. Sorry, I'm just going to look down at my points just so I don't get off track and run off track. But yeah, the more you tell yourself that it's about weight loss, the more you tell yourself that it's about being skinny, the less your mind understands what it truly means to be healthy. And the reality is that being healthy and getting your body in shape also means getting your mind in shape. There is no point in being physically attractive if your mind is a hot mess inside. So yeah, my advice to you, if you choose to take it, is focus on foods that are going to nourish you, going to help you feel better, going to help you get better sleep, going to strengthen your bones, strengthen your hair, keep your mind sharp, keep your focus sharp, help your endurance, strengthen your bones, all of that good stuff. And also lose this idea that there are bad foods. No food is bad. There are foods that you shouldn't eat as much as other foods, but there's no such thing as a bad food. Don't feel guilty for eating a fucking chocolate donut. Don't do that to yourself. Don't feel bad for saying, hey, guess what? I feel like eating ice cream for breakfast today. If you really want to have ice cream for breakfast, you eat ice cream for breakfast. Now, does this mean have ice cream for breakfast every morning? But if there's a morning you wake up and you feel like, you know what, I could go for some ice cream for breakfast today, do it. The reality is that if you are eating foods that are mostly, for the most part, nourishing your body, it's okay to have fast food, to have salty food, to have sweet food, once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week even. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and your body is not going to suffer if you indulge yourself and let yourself have something that is really, really yummy and might be really densely filled with calories, sugar, calories, or simple carbohydrates. But focus on how the food is making you feel physically and mentally. When people think of being healthy, they think that they have to eat, spinach, or give up all of these foods, or give up the foods they like, or just focusing on losing things, or that there's like guilt or shame associated with eating certain foods, or eating certain foods at certain times of the day, just stuff like that. And I guess the rule of thumb that I go by when it comes to like my diet is 80-20. And you've probably heard of this rule, but it's 80% good nutritionist, what is that word? Good nutritional food that benefits your body and your mind. And then the other 20% is just whatever I want to eat. It's whatever I want to have. And nutritional food doesn't mean, boiled chicken breast with broccoli. Actually find recipes that are not only easy but also fun and good for you. And healthy doesn't mean, oh, you can't eat this food, or you can't have that food, or you can't cook it in that certain way. Look at the nutritional value of foods and think, how is this going to make me feel? Is this going to make me feel better? how is this going to benefit my body? How is it going to benefit my mind? Not on, oh, does this food have this many calories? Or is this food going to make my thighs look chunky? Or is this food going to make me gain weight in my stomach? No, that's not what being healthy is about. Being healthy is choosing foods and choosing to do things for your body that make you feel good physically and make you feel good mentally. So yeah, I guess for this specific point when we happen to be talking about like fitness, weight loss, all of that, focus on the word healthy. Drop every other word that you think you know about fitness journey, and just focus on being healthy. And when you focus on being healthy, not only are you going to be healthy physically, but that will also help you be healthy mentally as well. Actually, there's a couple more things in relation to this. Okay, so one of the things that I am really working on doing is listening to my body's like hunger signals. So if I am hungry, I will eat. When I am full, I will stop. I pay attention to that feeling of fullness in my stomach, and I go, okay, I'm done. And see, the thing is, when people go, oh, I'm full, I'm going to miss out on the rest of my food. No. If you're full, but you still want the rest of your food, you can put it away for later. You can freeze it, you can pop it in the fridge, you can go, I'll eat the rest of this as a snack, or I'll have this for my next meal, or I'll have this for tomorrow's lunch or something. You don't have to miss out. Saying I'm full doesn't mean, oh, I'm missing out. It means my body's telling me to stop. I need to stop. What's the next thing? My back is so sore. Oh. Okay, body size is not an indication of how healthy you are. I actually did some research into this, and the body mass index is baloney. It's bullshit. I'm actually going to link you some articles about how the BMI isn't an accurate indication of how healthy you are. I'm going to link it all below. So the BMI is bullshit, okay? How heavy you are or how skinny you are isn't an indication of how your health is physically inside. There could be somebody out there who's super skinny. That doesn't mean that they're healthy. And just because somebody has extra weight on them or more, is packing more than it looks like they should be, that's not an indication of their health. And to be honest, it's none of your business how much somebody weighs or what they look like. The next thing, actually the last thing that I've got on my list for this whole healthy business is to stop looking at sizing labels. I know that can be really, really hard when we go out clothes shopping and we're bombarded by, different sizes, different cuts of clothing, and you want to reach for a certain size, and you look at it and you go, oh my God, I can't believe, I'm this, or I can't believe I'm that. And linking size to worth, that is so toxic, and we need to stop doing it. So one of the things that I'm doing when I'm going shopping is that it's going to look a little funny if somebody sees you doing this, but I try to go like where somebody's like not really shopping and pick from there, is I will turn around all the labels of the clothing that I'm looking at trying, and I'll pick out stuff that looks like it would fit me, and then I'll go and try it on. And then if I buy it, I'll rip out the label so I have no idea what size I'm wearing, because we shouldn't be associating size with worth. When you're out shopping, turn around those labels, turn them around, and pick out what looks like will fit you. Take a couple of different ones into the changing room. Don't look at the sizes, and wear what feels most comfortable for you. Don't look at the size. It does not matter. You are wearing clothes to be comfortable, to be happy, and it should not matter what the size is on those jeans, on that shirt, on that pair of underwear. That should not matter at all. Obviously, if you don't really struggle with, this whole tying size to worth, don't feel like you have to do this, but I feel like for me, it's a really good mindset to get in to, because I don't like the idea that people should feel guilty
or shameful or unhappy with looking at the number on the back of their jeans and going, oh, I can't believe I'm this, I can't believe I'm that. Like, it's toxic. And if you can bring yourself to stop looking at sizing labels, you're going to be so much happier. So I'm going to try and get through these last 4 points really quickly because my battery's running low already, even though my camera battery has been charging for literally 2 days. Literally 2 days! And it's already getting out of charge. But anyway, so the next thing that I'm going to be doing and that you can do if you want to grow as a person is to pick up a new skill. And this is super fun because you can pick anything, and picking a new skill is something that obviously is going to help you learn, and it's going to grow your mind and give you another experience, and you learn a new skill and you'll learn just plenty of new things. So pick something that you want to do and give yourself like a little checklist of how you can accomplish this new skill or how you can engage with this new skill. For example, 2 of my new skills that I really want to try and establish this year is, first thing, I'm going to be learning guitar, which I've always wanted to do. I've been wanting to learn it for a couple of years. And the next thing I'm going to be doing is carpentry. I actually really want to build, eventually I want to build, me and my partner, a coffee table. And one of the first projects I'm going to be doing is actually building a little birdhouse. I'm going to put it out, probably out the front because there's more like greenery and grass, but I'm going to build a birdhouse, and I think it's going to be really fun, and it's going to be really cool for me to learn a new skill. So the next thing that I have is to watch or listen or see something that you've never seen before. Watch a new movie, watch a new genre of movie, watch a style of animation you don't usually go towards, listen to a new album, listen to a new genre or artist, or look at maybe some arts that if you look at art a lot, try looking at art styles that you've never seen before or you haven't really immersed yourself in, because the more you expose yourself to different things of like the world and just of what society and what culture and community is made of, the more you will grow and the more you'll understand about things, and the more you'll get to delve into like humanity and people and ideas and thoughts. I cannot tell you how much I've learned and grown and matured simply from just listening to a new songs or watching a new series on Netflix or on some kind of streaming platform, or looking at art that I don't usually look at, and just immersing myself in new, I guess, forms of media. It really helps me think about the world and think about how people perceive it that's different from my own, and helps me form new ideas and new ways of thinking for myself. I think I've got 2 more. This sort of ties in with the one that I was talking about before, but go somewhere you've never been before. Go to a new town, like, maybe a new suburb, like just drive around the neighborhood, or you could take it one step further, make an outing of it and go to a new town you've never been to and just look at everything that town has to offer. Or you could go even bigger and maybe go to a new city that you've never been to, or you could explore a new state if you're in a position where you're able to and the lockdown or quarantine or the laws aren't prohibiting you from going to a new state. Do that. Explore new places. Go and see things that you've never seen before. Unfortunately, none of us are really in a position where we can go to another country and explore, but one of the biggest things that I guess helps people grow, and especially me, I've always noticed that I grow and mature when I go to new places, go to towns I've never been before, towns I've never visited before, and really immerse myself in them. Don't just like pass through the town and just, have a quick glimpse of it. Really go in, really see what the town has to offer, or the city or the state, and just let yourself soak up all the newness and everything that you've never experienced before. And allow that to change you and allow that to help you grow. So the last and final thing that I have to do, it's kind of like a little bonus one, but I just threw it in there because I thought it sounded really interesting, And it's actually related to a show that has had a very big impact on my life. So this idea is kind of stems from a show called The Good Place. It's on Netflix. It's basically about the afterlife and, you know, what it is and what it means to be good and what people perceive goodness as and all of that kind of stuff. And my idea, this idea that I have that you can use to grow as a person is to study a philosophical. I know words. I'm not English motherfucker. Do you speak it? To study a philosophical conundrum like the trolley problem, or honestly, the only philosophical conundrum that I really am fully aware of is the trolley problem. But there's tons of different ones, and you can go and you can have a read through all the different kinds of ones, or maybe you just pick one and really think about how you would approach it and what you would do in that situation, or what you wouldn't do, or why you can't make a choice between the two things. And just really thinking about philosophical conundrums really forces you to really examine who you are as a person and what you think about the world and what you think is right and what you think is wrong and what you think is acceptable and what isn't, and just challenging the way you think and the way that your mind works and posing a problem to it and going, well, what would you do? What would you do here? This is a moral dilemma. Like, what would you do in this situation? And really thinking about that and forcing yourself to think in a new way that you've never done before really helps grow you as a person and really helps challenge any mindset that you might have, or help change it or help develop it or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know yet if I'll be posting this as one video. I haven't made my mind up, but I guess you guys will know in a week for whoever watches this. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you've just found me, hi, nice to meet you. I hope you stick around. It'd be really cool to share my life and my journey with other people and have friends along the way. If you did just discover my channel and you liked it, then be sure to subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment if you have something to say, or if you just want to drop by and say hi. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video, and have an amazing week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.